I'm thrilled to welcome all of you to the 2009 Conference on Higher Education and International Volunteer Service. My name is Matt Clausen. I'm the Vice President for Partnerships and Programs at Partners of the Americas. Partners of the Americas is an international grassroots network that connects volunteers, institutions, and communities to serve and change lives. A little over half a year ago, when this conference was just an idea, we called Catherine Stahl, Executive Director of the American University Career Center and Chair of the Campus Engagement Group of the Building Bridges Coalition. And I asked her if she'd be willing to serve as co-coordinator of this first-time effort with the BBC to host a conference bringing together volunteer organizations and institutions of higher education. She paused and carefully worded her response as follows: no. She was too busy and too many things going on at work. And so we sat back and re-strategized and tried to figure out how to handle this. And I got a call, and it was Catherine. She said, Matt, I've called a few of my colleagues and I've shared this idea with them and they think it's great, and all these different networks think it's great, and so we're going to meet on Tuesday, okay? And she never looked back, and I never asked anymore. Catherine will say a few words in a moment. But before she does, I'd like to tell you that she's worked at American University for the past 18 years. At AU, we could not have kept this conference affordable in our beautiful and expensive city without the strong support from our sponsors. On behalf of the BBC, the International Volunteering Project at Brookings, and Partners of the Americas, I would like to thank our silver sponsors for their support of this conference. Please visit the tables located in the registration area for more information on these generous organizations. They are, in alphabetical order: the ACE Group is one of the world's largest global commercial property, casualty insurance, and reinsurance organizations. ACE has operations in more than 50 countries and conducts business with clients from over 140 countries. Child Family Health International is the leading nonprofit providing socially responsible global health immersion programs for health sciences students and recent graduates. CFHI models best global health education practices which demonstrate a priority commitment to community engagement and local integrity. Cross Cultural Solutions is an international not-for-profit organization that operates international volunteer programs around the world. CCS volunteers make a meaningful contribution in a short period of time by working side by side with local people and gaining a new perspective and insight into culture and into themselves. Early Cassidy & Schilling is a third-generation independently owned risk management firm with a global reach. Their highly trained experts focus on identifying customized solutions that reduce the cost of risk and strengthen organizations' ability to serve their constituency. Fly for Good, the Good travel company, offers discounted net airfare for humanitarians and students on 16 airlines. The International Volunteer Card combines discounted multi-trip travel insurance and 24/7 assistance through Travel Guard with over 100,000 local and national discounts. Global Citizens Network and Intercultural Student Experiences partner to promote cross-cultural understanding through authentic immersion experiences around the world. Destinations at globalcitizens.org and isemn.org. Finally, the United Nations UNV, United Nations Volunteers UNV program, is the UN organization that promotes volunteerism to support human development worldwide. Volunteerism can transform the nature of development and its benefits with society at large and the individual volunteer. UNV contributes to volunteerism for peace and development by advocating for volunteerism globally, integrating volunteerism into development planning, and by mobilizing volunteers. At this time, we also wish to recognize our bronze sponsors: Amigos de las Americas, CRESA Partners, Global Volunteers, Graduate School, the National Peace Corps Association, Partners of the Americas Illinois-Sao Paulo Partnership, the State University of New York at New Paltz. I would ask that we give a round of applause for all of our sponsors. This was one of the first people to convene the initial groups and organizations at the Brookings Project which quickly, and I won't say he was a lone tuba player, but he was there from the start, and it quickly grew to hundreds, playing the same melody. To the same tune of international volunteer service, the Brookings Initiative soon spun off the Building Bridges Coalition, which in turn quickly boasted 6 working groups, from corporate volunteering to campus engagement to policy to effective practices. All the while, hundreds and soon thousands were singing the praises of citizen and public diplomacy with a voice that hadn't been heard so loudly for nearly 50 years. And the Peace Corps continued to quietly march in harmony toward its 50th year, carrying forth the inspiration of leaders and reinforced by citizens, many of whom were college students. A new administration arrived, and with it the perfect storm and powerful refrain to reinvigorate and invest in domestic volunteer service, from Service Nation to the landmark legislation of the Kennedy Serve America Act in record time. And if Service Nation hit such a chord across the country, why not build Service World? Meanwhile, institutions of higher education everywhere were increasingly led by the chorus of their students, expressing their hunger to engage internationally, not only through study, but also through service learning and volunteering. This crescendo we hear is not cacophony. Rather, these are a multitude of musical sections playing the same melody, forming part of a tremendous emerging symphony we are orchestrating together to promote and practice responsible volunteerism in communities across the world. In the words of Partners of the Americas volunteer and Brazilian judge, Tasso, it is possible that people with goodwill can make beautiful things together and can really make a difference. The purpose of this conference, and others that have passed and will soon come, is to bring together the pieces of this grand symphony, with a particular focus on 2 that have the potential to resound much more: higher education and international volunteer service. All of you in this room are remarkable conductors, tremendous musicians, and extraordinary messengers of volunteerism. So let's get to work and play this symphony together and play it loud. And while we want to be cautious, let's not worry too much. And to paraphrase the words of the great jazz messenger Art Blakey, who cultivated so many musicians to grow the culture of jazz, if we're going to make a mistake, let's make it loud so we don't make it next time. Thank you.